Hello.
Imagine Overwatch without counterpicking, because that's kind of what Blizzard is trying to do, and honestly, I kind of applaud them for it. Hear me out. Counterpicking is the lamest way of quote-unquote outplaying your enemy. Like seriously, your entire outplay strategy is just to pick a different hero that has an advantage over another. That's stupid, and that's not strategy, that's passive value. So really, you're not good. It's just that your hero is good. See how that works? Also, I gotta address the fact that the new Overwatch 2 feature of keeping maximum 30% of your ult when swapping heroes is not actually an incentive to counterpick. Like, that doesn't make any sense, because it's such a small amount. In reality, it's just a quality of life change, and honestly, I couldn't see this negatively affecting gameplay that much. But anyways, obviously there is a tendency of new Overwatch heroes being really OP on release. Imagine, like, if they just weren't. Now, I know that's hard to think about because it's been pretty consistent, but just imagine a world where all heroes are fairly balanced, and you don't really need to have a certain hero in your, roster to even try to play competitively. And that is what Blizzard is trying to do, and that's why they think that new heroes behind the Battle Pass aren't going to be such a big deal. Now, obviously, the community is very skeptical of Blizzard's intentions. Unlocking heroes is a very new thing to Overwatch players, and even though I'm not completely on board with the whole idea of needing to unlock heroes to even play them in a game like Overwatch, which is so diverse and unique compared to other games, well, I guess that's kind of just the system that gaming really goes with, especially free-to-play gaming. And even though other games like Valorant or Apex don't really have counterpicking, new heroes that are OP still haven't really been a problem to actually even play the game competitively. So I agree with the fact that unlockable heroes is not the end of the world for Overwatch 2, but like I said, I still don't fully agree with it. And on top of that, if you're a new Overwatch player or somebody that hasn't played it in a couple of years down the line where you have to unlock multiple heroes, people are going to think that you're useless in a competitive setting, or that you have just a straight up disadvantage because you don't have all of these heroes. But once again, Valorant and Apex still have the same thing going on, and it still hasn't become a problem. And I get it, you're still worried that your teammates aren't going to have the right heroes for your team comp or in your competitive setting. It's an understandable thing to be worried about. So don't you think that there should already be a way to kind of block the people out that aren't ready for competitive? Maybe like a competitive format change? Because let's be real, okay? If Blizzard actually does mess this up and counterpicks are still a very viable option and real thing in Overwatch 2, and you have a lot of new people coming in who have never played Overwatch and they don't have all these characters, then they probably shouldn't play competitive, Like, there should be a gate around competitive that says you need to have these certain requirements. Maybe it's a level requirement, you need a certain amount of heroes, maybe a certain amount of hours, or maybe there's a way that you can kind of restrict the hero roster so that your games aren't so chaotic and messy and you can just, focus on less heroes. Either way you put it, I think it would be great to have a net around competitive to just make sure that it doesn't get fucked up like everybody thinks that it will. And even though I may not agree with all of this negative feedback towards Blizzard for a change that hasn't even really happened yet, that we haven't got to try, I think we can all agree competitive is not for everybody, okay? Like, we can understand that, right? Blizzard needs to implement something, some kind of format change in the game to keep competitive integrity. That is something that everybody is worrying about right now. They are saying that the new hero is going to be locked out of competitive for the first 2 weeks of the season. That's decent, I guess, but the only thing you're actually doing with that is just making sure that they're not totally busted or like any bugs that are game breaking, really. It's not big enough. Like I said before, they can make it so that the only people that can actually play competitive are people with every single hero, because those are the people that actually grind the game. Or there can be a certain level requirement to play competitive so that by the time you can actually play it, you will automatically have more heroes than somebody who just started, But then again, if Blizzard actually does pull off the impossible task of balancing their fucking game, then I guess none of this really matters, because in a perfect Overwatch world, you don't have to counterpick. You can keep playing this hero against that hero, and it doesn't matter if you have Hero 69 when you have hero 42 and 54. But yeah, guys, just remember that Blizzard is always taking more feedback, and there is still time before Overwatch 2 to actually make these changes, and we haven't got there yet, so we really don't know how this is all going to play out. I know that it's good to criticize before it's actually bad, but in reality, it seems like Blizzard is kind of holding their ground here, and they do kind of believe they have a specific path that they're going down, and they think that's the right one. We really don't know yet, and so we're just gonna have to see in October. So yeah, if you like the video, then like it. If you want to comment down below for the algorithm, or just share your thoughts, it's always great. And tune in next time, where we will be beheading Brig players. Yeah. Anyways, subscribe.